San Francisco 49ers fans, your draft review starts right now. I'm C-Train. This is the station. Welcome to C-Train Station. Niners fans, where are you at? Niners faithful, where are you at? So right now it is, I believe it's the mandatory little mini camp that's going on right now. The draft was just over a month ago. Just over a month ago. Let's break it down a little bit, okay? A little bit of time has elapsed. It's allowed C-Train to sort of let it all sink in. And also, I'm like looking at the big picture, right? I'm looking at the total team. How do these draft picks fit into the team and into this offseason? Let's start with the first round draft pick out of Florida, University of Florida, Ricky Pearsall. Wide receiver. We need to see production from Ricky Pearsall immediately. In order for this draft pick to be successful, we need to see production from Ricky Pearsall immediately, pretty close to immediately, honestly, because this was a heck of a swing by Lynch and Shanahan and Lynch. It was a big swing. There were rumors that Cooper DeJean, defensive back, was in the running for this pick. And I am so interested in seeing and comparing, although it's tough to compare offensive to defensive players, but just like the overall, it's going to be their overall careers. I'm really interested in seeing and comparing DeJean and Pearsall's careers because I had my sights on Cooper DeJean because I think that he could have been a real playmaker for the Niners defense. X factor. Okay, what do I like about Ricky Pearsall? There's a lot to like about Ricky Pearsall. Smooth and savvy route runner. He's slippery. He's got great hands, and he can make the hard catches in traffic, and also he can make the amazing play every once in a while. So I dig that. I can really dig that. I think everybody's seen his one-handed grab. That was a good highlight reel catch. I'm incredibly excited to see Ricky Pearsall in a stack formation. So like in a stack formation opposite George Kittle, because I think that both of them can absolutely own the center of the field. So just like, and I think that that's sort of like right now that's like Jauan Jennings is really good in that stack formation, getting those first downs. I hope that not only that Jennings, congratulations on the contract extension, by the way, I just hope that Pearsall can add that true game-breaking ability over the center of the field, because that would be so just clutch. The Niners need that. They need more operational capacity in the center of the field, and I really think that Ricky Pearsall can do that. A couple of negatives, though. I saw him get pushed off of his routes a lot. Like some DBs just chuck him pretty much, and he's not great with the escape on that. I thought that he'd be a little bit better, sort of getting punched in the face. And we'll see how good he is once he gets hit really hard coming over the middle of the field, because he is going to have to withstand those hits, get up, and want more. This pick, though, has the potential, if Ricky Pearsall can become a Cooper Kupp or Puka Nacua type of player, if he can become shades of those type of players, a go-to guy for Brock Purdy, this pick will be an A+. Because getting a game breaker at one of the last picks in the first round, if he can be consistent and he can be a consistent target for a very young Brock Purdy, we're talking about 10 to 12 years possibility that these two guys have. Like 10 to 12 years possibly, they can create the rapport, and having those game breakers is just, you need it. Okay, moving on. Second round, the Niners got Renardo Green, and he's a defensive back, and oh my gosh, I really like him. He's got above average size, above average speed for defensive back. I believe he sits around like just above 6 feet tall in like the 196 range, I believe, for weight. Okay. This is going to be a very, very interesting pick. I love Green's aggressiveness and I love his versatility. I think that he can play inside and outside. And he hits so hard. He is a hitter, and I love the aggressiveness. This is what worries me. Penalties worry me. It worries me that I will be nervous when he matches up, if he matches up against a guy like DK Metcalf, and the Seahawks just pretty much isolate one-on-one and throw a 50-50. I don't know if I have confidence in Green's ability to not get too handsy. Some of the things, and this has been well documented, some of the things that he got away with, pressing, really, he's good with his hands. But some of those things that he got away with, he will have to adjust to at the next level. And here's the issue, is he has to adjust now. Like, now he must adjust. Like, it is June. He must adjust right now. Because come September, it's too late. It's too late. If you get lost when the ball's in the air, or you're just too aggressive, 2 penalties, right? Like literally 2 illegal contact penalties can be game breaking nowadays. He just has to look out for the penalties. Upside, though, I see a player capable of being like a Jimmy Ward type of player. That's saying a lot. 3rd round, the Niners drafted Dominic Pooney, offensive lineman. I really like this pick. I like big guys. I like big offensive linemen that smash. I want crushers. I need crushers. Where are my crushers? Dominic Pooney is one of them. He's got legit size. He's got legit mobility. And although he isn't necessarily like the IHOP pancake master, he's really good at latching and shielding. So he's great as an offensive lineman. He's great at like walling off defenders. That's sort of what you got to do, right? I mean, so he doesn't maybe inflict as much punishment. He is not like a Trent Williams or like a Mike Iupati, like just powerful, just mauler, okay? But he's really good. And here's the great news. I think that Pooney has a really good anchor and pass protection, and that is going to matter. Creating a good pocket for Purdy to work out of is paramount, so he can find those nice, those good holes in the defense, so that he has good time. I really like Pooney's potential in the zone running game as well. As long as he attaches, he just has to latch on. He doesn't destroy players, but he moves them, and I like that. That is good enough for me, okay? I'm hoping he can be a starter at possibly maybe like a right guard right now, year 1. A starter with upside. If the Niners could have gotten that in the 3rd round, we are off to a really good draft. Okay, 4th round, we got Malik Mustafa, a defensive back / he's just a hitter. He's an Adonis, okay? I really like this. I really like this pick as well. However, Mustafa absolutely has to bring it. I know that he's going to bring it. He's a little muscle monster. Hey, who remembers Bob Sanders? Bob Sanders, like 5'8", right? Like 208 pounds, 210 pounds. If Bob Sanders plays safety, I believe, pretty much for the Indianapolis Colts for a vast majority of his career, if not his whole career. Bob Sanders was great at just getting in on the tackles. Okay? Just getting in on tackles. Okay? The good news about this pick, John Lynch knows his safeties. I think that John Lynch has pretty good taste in defensive backs. Safeties, okay? Jair Brown and Talanoa Hufanga are friggin' studs that he's drafted. Okay, so I'm hoping, though, that he needs to lay the wood. Mustafa has to lay the wood. He needs to lay the wood. He must really punish opponents on defense. And also, I want to see Mustafa in on every tackle. I want to see gang tackling by Mustafa. I think that little friggin' super muscular, gosh darn muscle bound Adonis body, I want him hitting another player every play that he's out there. One more time. Malik Mustafa must hit, and he must hit and deliver every play that he's out there. If they can have that type of player, that type of mentality, the Niners will be in very good shape. and their defensive backfield and their safeties will look incredibly good with players like Malik Mustafa. Moving on, Isaac Urendo. Hey, there we go. If you followed my Niners mock draft, you would know that I drafted Isaac Urendo, who is a running back to the Niners. Here's the thing. Niners took him in the 4th round. I had him, I believe, in like the 6th round, I think. This might be a little bit of a reach. However, he has these traits. Urendo, I get why the Niners sort of maybe reached a little bit for him. He is big, strong, versatile, and fast. Isaac Urendo is really fast. Here's the thing. He has to be a positive yard running back. One more time. Isaac Urendo has to be a positive yardage running back on almost every play. When he sees in that zone running scheme, when even outside or inside, when he sees that hole, once it does develop, he's got to have the patience to develop. I think that he does. He runs. He's been compared to Raheem Mostert a little bit, okay? Bigger than Raheem. Maybe, I believe, a little bit slower. I have so much respect for Mostert's speed. But when that hole is there, patience. But once it's there, he has to hit it hard. One more time, he has to hit the hole hard. He has to be feisty and hard to bring down because he will be spelling Christian McCaffrey, one of the best offensive players in the league, one of the best running backs by far in the league, okay? And in order to do that, he can be like a combination of thunder and lightning, but he has to use his weight. He has to use his weight and use his speed. He can't short the Niners on what he has. He has to commit. Okay, so I would love, if we're even seeing 400 to 600 total yards by Isaac Urendo, that's great. If he is able to beat Jordan Mason out for that backup running spot, and I think Eli Mitchell's still there, right? He's injured a lot, but though. Anyways, I think that Urendo has a shot. He has a shot. But I don't know how great that shot is. He reminds me just a little bit too much of Tyrion Davis-Prince or Price, like the running back that the Niners drafted a couple years back. Reminds me just a little bit too much of that because of the measurables. That's why I'm saying he has to be decisive. Isaac Urendo must be a decisive player on the football field with the ball. Jacob Cowing in the 4th round. I'm moving on. The Niners drafted again in the 4th round. He's a 4th round draft pick. Jacob Cowing, wide receiver. Ooh, he's shifty. He's speedy. And he's feisty. I really like Jacob Cowing, and the early results are in, and they are very positive from the mini camps, from the initial rookie training camps as well. Okay? OTAs, whatever you want to call it. I don't know. Whatever's going on right now. He's doing well, and he's shining. Cowing's turn when he catches the ball, his turn after the catch is ridiculous. He gets so much yardage just turning and accelerating up the field. He is one thing that I really like though, like on screens, for example, he is patient. He's patient and he runs behind his blockers. I really like that. And I think that he's going to thrive in that position with the Niners. Give him the ball. He can make a play. Now, when I watched his highlights, he didn't make as many completely game-breaking plays as I would have loved, but that's why he fell to the 4th round, right? The great thing is he is dangerous on all levels of the field, going over the middle, deep, short, slants. Just give Cowing the ball, and he can make a play. And nothing says that, and is a testament as much as when Jacob Cowing got the ball, defensive backs were hesitant. He made defensive backs hesitant to tackle him. He's probably going to make him look a little bad. I believe the 4th round this year was the Niners round. I have high hopes for Mustafa and Cowing, and if Urendo, if he actualizes, then that's a steal. That's a steal because of his abilities. Isaac Urendo, the running back I was talking about earlier with the Niners' 4th round draft pick, he's like 6'1", 233, runs like a 4.3, 4.35, something like that, 4.33, 340. He's big and he's fast. Moving on, in the 6th round, the Niners drafted Jarrett Kingston, an offensive lineman. I like this pick. I love offensive linemen, just like I said. I hope that Kingston, ooh, he's just too beautiful, girl. Sorry, okay. Why it would never work. It reminds me of that Kingston, although I think that Kingston is like in legal trouble, so maybe I should stop doing that. Okay. I like his potential at swing tackle, and if he can become another Colton McKivitz in the 6th round, that's a good pick for me. 7th round, the final pick in the Niners draft, they picked Tatum Bethune, a linebacker. I love guys that bring the wood. I said that with Malik Mustafa. I said that a little bit with Renardo Green. I love guys that bring the wood. Tatum Bethune can do just that. He has a very outside, he's have to shine on special teams. He's going to have to make a couple of plays in camp and in preseason to even be considered for the roster. I mean, because Dre Greenlaw will be back. He will be back. Devondre Campbell was signed as well, so he will probably start in Greenlaw's stead to begin. But I really, I like guys who can hit. I love guys that can hit. So, an overall assessment, this leaves the Niners in a great position. They have so many playmakers on offense, like a ridiculous amount of playmakers on offense, and I really like the direction they're going on defense. Let's go with 3 things, though. 3 things that I think the Niners can improve on. That defensive, that edge rush, I hope that Leonard Floyd and Nick Bosa stay healthy because the Niners are thin behind those guys. I hope they can stay healthy. Offensive line, they have to stay healthy as well. And I don't know if the Niners improved enough at the offensive line. They were good, but they weren't great. And that zone run, that running game, that patented Shanahan running game, has to be effective in order for them to win. So for something so necessary as that running game, they didn't get a whole lot of great talent behind that offensive line. And then defensive line, the Niners let Eric Armstead go. That's fine with me. They replaced him, I believe, with Malik Collins and Jordan Elliott. Are they enough? Are they going to be enough? Will they? The Niners weren't good enough, even against the run in the Super Bowl. Stopping the run, being able to run is so key. It's so paramount. So those 3 things, offensive line, defensive line, and particularly like edge rushers as well. Did the Niners do enough this offseason? I'll tell you what, they are certainly talented enough to win the Super Bowl. They're talented enough to get there, talented enough to win. You always need a little bit of luck. You always need some good luck with good health, with injuries. The Niners are yet again on the right track. Niners faithful, get stoked. Get stoked because football's coming. Hope you enjoyed this draft review. C-Train out.